I'll be presenting our work on identity biases in human-AI creative collaboration. AI systems are increasingly integrated into creative process as not just as passive tools, but as active collaborators, especially in writing, design, and art generation domains. As the shift happens, a key assumption in the field is that improving AI behavior will naturally lead people to perceive AI as a genuine creative partner. However, most prior works on human AI collaboration has focused on goal-oriented tasks with clear success criteria like chess, word guessing games, or puzzle solving. Even in creative domains, AI has largely been studied as an assistive tool rather than an equal partner. This leaves a significant gap in how people perceive AI partners in open-ended creative collaboration, where there's no right answer and success is inherently subjective. So our research goal was to examine how two factors, which is perceived identity, meaning whether someone is told that their partner is AI or human, and partner behavior, which is cooperative versus aggressive behavior, shape perceptions and behaviors in this kind of creative context. To study this, we use collaborative drawing, a method widely used in art therapy to understand interpersonal dynamics. In collaborative drawing, two partners take turns contributing to a shared canvas using different color tools. Unlike chess or word guessing games, there's no measurable outcome, which maximizes subjective differences in how people perceive their partner. We built a web-based platform following standard art therapy protocols. When a participant enters, they select a unique pen color that stays consistent throughout the study, letting the system attribute every stroke to the correct person. At the start of each drawing, each participant can so like this, each participant can propose to go first by pressing a request button, which the other partner can accept or reject. So they repeat this process until one person accepts the proposal. While drawing, participants alternate turns by pressing an enter button, and a drawing is finished only when both participants press a finish drawing button. This system records drawing duration and thinking duration, as well as turn action counts like proposals, acceptance, and rejections. For the study design, we ran a 2x2 mixed design deception study with 30 participants. Perceived partner identity, which is AI versus human, was manipulated between subjects, so half the participants were told that their partner was AI, and the other half were told that it was a human. And partner behavior, which is cooperative versus aggressive, varied within subjects across 2 sessions in counterbalanced order. Crucially, all participants actually collaborated with human confederates who followed predefined behavior scripts. This design allowed us to isolate the effect of perceived identity completely separate from any actual AI capability. Each participant completed 2 sessions, each consisting of 2 free-topping drawings, and filled out surveys after each session measuring rapport, likability, perceived creativity, intention to use, and 5 dimensions of creativity support, including collaboration, enjoyment, expressiveness, immersion, and worth effort. Now I'll explain the results section, starting with the drawing pattern, since these give a good qualitative picture of what was happening. So here are representative drawings from each 4 conditions. The participant's color is labeled in each case like this. Starting with AI conditions, when participants believed that their partner was AI and behavior was cooperative, participants tended to take lead in establishing the main compositional elements, as you can see in these 2 pictures. Some participants in the AI session even wrote text instructions directly on the canvas. It says draw something, and this says mandu, and it points to the drawing over here. So the text labels were used as directional cues or labels, treating AI as something that needed explicit guidance. When the perceived AI partner was aggressive, like these 2 pictures, the aggressive AI partner was drawing over their work or introducing incongruent elements like a snowman in the middle of unrelated scene. So in this case, participants largely treated these as independent background elements and continued their own composition separately. One participant even added a very unexpected foot element right here after their partner took up much of the space and drew over their work. The human condition over here looked quite different. In the cooperative human condition, participants produced visually similar imagery and built on each other's theme, suggesting an implicit expectation of shared visual vocabulary. One participant mentioned that when the partner was acting aggressive, they thought it was AI, but when there was good collaboration, they started to believe that it was a person, showing that responsiveness itself was being used to determine partner identity. In the aggressive human condition, responses varied more. So some participant was initially drawing a flower, but then they adapted to complement their partner's contributions and started drawing the snowman scene. But the other partner, some people introduced incongruent elements like cactus on the sea to test whether their partner was actually like AI or not. So they wanted to see the reaction. The key observation across all of this is that identical behaviors from the confederate were interpreted and responded to in fundamentally different ways, depending solely on perceived partner identity. Turning to quantitative results, we analyzed survey responses using two-way mixed ANOVAs with perceived partner identity as a between subjects factor and partner behavior as the within subject factor. Partner behavior showed strong significant main effects across nearly all measures. Cooperative behavior produced significantly higher ratings for rapport, likability, collaboration, enjoyment, expressiveness, immersion, worth effort, and intention to use. So this is all except creativity with p-values well below 0.001. So behavior clearly and consistently drove the overall collaborative experience. However, perceived partner identity only showed a significant main effect on one measure, which is creativity. So human partners were rated more creative on average compared to AI partners. Critically, this gap persisted regardless of whether the behavior was cooperative or aggressive over here. So there was no significant interaction between identity and behavior for any measure, meaning cooperative AI behavior did not close this creativity gap at all. We also looked more closely within each behavior condition using independent sample t-tests. In the cooperative condition specifically, human partners received significantly higher ratings than AI partners for rapport and likability as well, with medium to large effect sizes. So even when the AI was fully cooperative, there were still meaningful perception gaps. So the main finding is that cooperative behavior is necessary but not sufficient to overcome identity-based biases in creative collaboration. Behavior dominated perceptions across most dimensions, which is encouraging from a design standpoint, since it confirms that interaction quality actually matters. But creativity remained linked to partner identity, resistant to behavior evidence. Even when the AI behaved identically to the human confederate, participants consistently rated as less creative. Participants also adopted fundamentally different collaboration strategies based on perceived identity alone. They gave text instruction to perceive AI partners, pursued independent themes when AI was aggressive, and expected mutual understanding from human partners in ways they simply did not extend to AI. These are not just perception differences, they rather reflect different mental models of what the collaboration is and what it can be. From a design perspective, this suggests a structural limit of behavior-centered AI design in creative contexts. Simply improving how AI behaves may not translate into perceived co-authorship or creative partnership. Rather than striving for human likeliness, AI systems in creative domains might benefit from leaning into AI-specific strengths such as consistency, endurance, and generative breadth, rather than trying to pass as human collaborators. The reduced social pressure participant felt with AI partners could also be framed as a feature, creating space for more deliberate and low-stakes creative exploration. To sum up, future work should examine whether these identity-based biases persist when collaborating with real AI systems and explore whether explicit framing or transparency mechanisms can help mitigate them. Thank you.